In this video, I want to talk about functions. So what is a function? So basically, a function is kind of like a vending machine, okay? So as you know, a vending machine has items in there that you want to purchase. It might be a candy bar, potato chips, or whatever it is, a drink, whatever, okay? So you locate your item. Let's say your item is uh, in the spot A3. So you put your money in the vending machine, you type in uh, the letter and the number A3, you push the button, right, and then your um, candy bar or whatever you have chosen comes out of the vending machine. So basically, a function works very similar. It's this input-output situation. You put something in and you get something out, okay? So that's how I like to describe what a function is. Now, the formal definition of a function states for every x, there can only be one y value, okay? So for every x, there can only be one y value. Now, what does this mean? Basically, what it's saying is, remember what a vertical line test is, okay? So a vertical line test is, if you draw a vertical line test over a graph, will that vertical line pass the graph only one time or cross the graph only one time? If it does, then it is a function. If it crosses more than once, then it's not a function. So for example, let's say, I have this graph here, okay? And it looks something like this, okay? So here is my x-axis, and here is my y-axis, all right? So if I draw a vertical line, okay, so let's say right here, right? So no matter where I draw the vertical line, if it only crosses it one time, it's a function. So in this case, so if I draw the vertical line here, it only crosses it one time, okay? Well, how about if I draw the vertical line over here? Again, it only crosses it one time. So if the vertical line crosses the graph only one time, this is called a function, all right? Now, what if we have something like this? Okay, so now if I were to draw my vertical line, okay, notice that my vertical line crosses the graph two times, here and here, all right? So since it crosses it twice, this is not a function, all right? So again, this is a function, and this is not a function. Okay. Now, let's apply this to the definition. So it says for every x, there can only be one y value. So here on the left side of the graph, all right, this graph here, you give me any x, it only spits out one y value. All right. So for example, all right, if say this was 2 and this was say, I don't know, 1, all right, so the value here is 2, 1, okay? Let's say on this one, let's say this was say -4, and this one was say add 2. All right, so -4, 2. All right, so for every x, there can only be one y value. Okay. However, here, all right, so let's say that this number here is 3, and this one was 1, and this one was 4. All right, so this coordinate right here, that coordinate is 3, 1, and then this coordinate here is 3, 4. All right, so notice that the x value repeats, the 3. All right, so since the value x repeats, this cannot be a function. All right, so if you have this scenario at all, this is not a function. All right, that's what this is saying. For every x, there can only be one y value. But here, there's 2 x's, right? The same x that goes to 2 different y values. Hence, this is not a function.